tiny house is been our home away from home, or my home away from home, I should say, mine and my kids.
Oh, it's been a blessing,
Absolutely.
a real blessing.
Blessing's the best word.
To be able to work here and to come through these doors each day and just see firsthand the people that we're supporting. These families are in great need of lodging, of meals.
At that time, nobody, I didn't have too much family around to help me go through what I was going through. And ironically, Gift to Life House came through, and they just great.
It's been here to meet everything as far as accommodations and things like that we would need. Otherwise, we'd be driving 130 miles back and forth to have the same kind of atmosphere.
It's just been wonderful. This is like a little family to me, and they're absolutely a wonderful bunch of people.
I get the opportunity to meet a lot of great people. Aside from the staff who I've developed a good relationship with, we meet the residents all the time on here and try and help them in any way we can.
We all work so well together, and everyone is just such a team player. No one's out for themselves. Everyone wants to help each other.
I trusted the experience and helped my recovery go much smoother than I anticipated.
It's a home away from home, that's it, where you don't have to worry about a lot of the details of your life, and you don't have to worry about a lot of details of like transportation and things that they try to provide for you, that they're able to take care of that.
The professionalism is one thing, but just the type of people that I've met here, I believe I made some friendships, and they're very caring and understanding and considerate of what a person in my situation or situations like mine are going through, and it's just mind-blowing. They're just so great.
Just working here and seeing the incredible support from the community, the selflessness, it's just overwhelming sometimes.
My husband is currently awaiting a transplant. Well, my husband was very sick when we got here and has totally remained either in ICU or the step down for the last 4 months. So I have nowhere else to be. But there's nowhere else I'd rather be either. I stayed in a hotel for the first 4 days and quickly decided that I was going to be poor real quick. It's sometimes hard to go back and realize that I had a life. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a nurse in a trauma center, so I see both sides of it now. It's very hard for me to remember that I have any other life than 12 hours a day at the hospital and just trying to unwind a little bit and still thinking of trying to get home.
I received a kidney transplant 6.5 years ago. The procedure was done at the University of Pennsylvania, where it was done. My kidney came from Atlanta, Georgia. It was a perfect match, so I had a great opportunity to get something that was going to cause me fewer worries than most. Before that, I was on dialysis for a couple of 2.5 years, and when my kidney went bad, it just came out of the blue. Unfortunately, I was associated with the right people, medically speaking, especially at the University of Pennsylvania, and they've taken very good care of me since transplant.
I contracted a known bacteria. They never found the cause of it. That just basically shut down my kidneys. I wound up being on dialysis for 2.5 years. It's very emotional. I guess I was prepared for it. They tell you it's going to happen. But eventually, when it does happen, you're really never prepared. And I guess it's just something you could just never be ready for. That first night when I had to take my first pills, I was so nervous and everything about taking the wrong pill. Would I be back in the hospital, things like that. I was on the list for about the same time, 5 years, and they just called me up this July 13th, and I finally got the call and got the transplant.
When I came out of surgery, I didn't know people could feel that bad. It was just really struggle the first few days.
To be able to speak with people who are at different steps along the way than where you are right now, because it gave you, when you meet people who are at the same place, you feel like, okay, this help you know, I'm not alone because other people who are in my position also walked down this path or are walking down this path. And then you meet people who are at a step this much beyond, or maybe they've already been transplanted, and then the ones that are going home. So you meet every step of the way, and it gives you light at the end of the tunnel, you know, because it's a very hard road, the transplant road. You never know what a day will bring, and it's been instrumental to us to meet people who were farther along the road than us, and it helped us to have a positive attitude and actually believe that there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
On September 17th, 2004, my entire life changed. I had gotten to the point where I was already resigned to the fact that I probably wouldn't make it.
I didn't know anything about it because I was so little, but I remember like I'd go and visit him in the hospital and stuff, and I didn't know that he was probably not going to be here, and I just thought he was like a little bit sick.
And then, you know, these doctors told me, don't give up because we've got a plan, we're going to save you. And it happened, and after it happened, it was like a very short time that I got involved with some music. Initially, it's just as a way, my good friend Joe Zook hooked me up with Ernie White, and I started taking guitar lessons as a way to get myself back together, to rehab myself.
If he wasn't here, then like I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't be like spending time with him.
To me, life now is life before transplant and life after transplant. I'm one of the luckiest people that ever was. And I think anybody has an organ transplant and has been given that gift of life feels that way.
Now that he's here, I think he was meant to be here to like be with his other grandchildren and stuff.
When your life has been saved by a totally selfless act, like somebody donating their organs, and their family follows through with that wish in what is their darkest hour. They've just lost their son in this case, and they followed through with donating his organs, and because of that I'm alive. There's no way your life can ever be the same. At least in my case, that just can't be.
I've had 2 kidney transplants, and my first one was on May 14th, 2003, and then my second one was in 2007, and having 5 years on September 2nd.
I have a son who was born with kidney failure, and I donated a kidney to him when he was 23 months old.
I've had lots of PICC lines, lots of biopsies, lots of ER visits, lots of admissions, which isn't really the best.
Unfortunately, that kidney didn't last as long as we would have hoped for it to last, so he was placed on the list to receive a new kidney only a couple years after that first kidney was placed.
I can't really do all the activities that I love, like baseball or basketball, bowling. The only thing I could do was drink, eat, but I had to take like little sips of water, little tiny bits of food to start off. Basically, the only thing I could do was play video games and watch TV, which is what I like, but it's not what I really like because I can't do anything with my brother or my friends.
So as I'm also the mother of a recipient, not just as a living donor, but since he's received a kidney twice.
When I heard that I needed the new one, I was afraid that I would never see my friends again. But once I got it, I had to stay at school for 6 weeks, which really affected me because I couldn't see my friends.
It affected me because I was kind of taken out of the loop during that process because I was a patient and had a longer recovery period than Michael did at the time. I also had an older son, which was Steve, who's only 2 years older than Mike, but he was 4 at the time. So I had to worry about who was taking care of him and how he was being taken care of. Our family was separated for a while as both Mike and I were in the hospital. It left a lot on my husband to take care of the goings on at home, including care of Steve and just making sure the house doesn't fall down around us.
I hang in there and think positive and everything's negative, and I know that my family and friends are always there for me.
To me, because it's very personal, it means life after transplant.
It's something I think that's a great event to help raise awareness for organ donation through a medium that a lot of people find an interest in, being music and arts.
Every single person that I meet is a genuinely nice person who just wants to have fun, just wants to help the community and the best way that they know how, and that's to jam out to some music.
I think it's really nice because a lot of people love music and people can have fun and they can also raise money for people that really need it.
It shows that there are kind people in this world and very generous people that want to help out and donate money so that people can save lives and become donors.
Just getting, involved and helping people and learning about organ and tissue donation was just, awesome. Music and helping people are two things that I love to do. I met Papa Carl at the Ivy Tavern, and he was there and he was, playing, and for some reason it struck a chord in my heart, and I put some chords together and I wrote a song, and it was just everything that he told me. I just tried to incorporate all that and get the main theme of helping people. I went to school and they had a PTA reflections program, and the theme was helping people, and one of the choices was you could write a song. So I submitted that song that I wrote, and I actually won the state level for that song, and I got to play it at the Liberty Science Center, and yeah, it was really a cool experience.
The first year after transplant, some of the musician friends, Joe Zook, Lisa Bouchel, and some of the other people I had met along the way, we had a party in our backyard, and that was the very first Jam for Life. To me, it means a new life, recovery, and what I saw a lot of people do for me was they really went out of their way to help me. And there's this feeling, a deep feeling, that you need to give something back. And we've been able to do that. And I say we because the Jam for Life is really everybody who's ever played at it, who's ever come to it, and we've helped other people. The spirit and the generosity of musicians who donate their time and their talent to help other people, to help our cause and help other people. And that really impressed me. One thing that's always impressed me, when you go out to watch a musician, you're going to see them at work. That's their job, they're at work. And for me, seeing people that were so happy being at work and doing what it was they did really impressed me. And then I saw that many of these same people were willing to share that happiness and their talent to help other people. The gift of life is a gift of love. And what better way than to express love than with music?